Democrats' multi-trillion-dollar Build Back Better Act hitting a wall in the United States Senate, President Biden has now suggested that components of the bill be advanced separately. And one of these components is a plan for government-funded universal pre-K schooling. Federal funds would be provided for 6 years, the first 3 funded 100% by the federal government, with the share provided by the states increasing up to 40% by year 6. The estimated cost of this universal pre-K takeover generated in this bill is about $200 billion, according to the sponsors. But like the entire Build Back Better Act, the cost estimate is far below reality. American Enterprise Institute analysts suggest a more realistic price tag should be around $500 billion. We're talking here about adding hundreds of billions of dollars of new pre-K education infrastructure, requiring, by some estimations, more than 50,000 new teachers, plus classrooms, and all the other components of setting up a whole nationwide education structure. And what exactly are the merits of this idea of universal pre-K? Yes, there's some research out there that shows a few benefits from a well-structured pre-K program, but absent are solid conclusions of lasting benefits. And most of the supposed benefits are among low-income disadvantaged children because the programs are giving them structure and discipline that they are not getting at home. But providing pre-K investment and then sending these same children off to broken K through 12 public schools in the same neighborhood is ridiculous. Now, let's turn for a moment to Nobel Prize-winning University of Chicago economist James Heckman. He's a highly regarded expert on the importance of early childhood development. When asked about universal pre-K in a recent interview, his reply was, in quotes, "I have never supported universal preschool. Public preschool programs can potentially compensate for the home environment of disadvantaged children." But he goes on to say, "No public preschool program can provide the environments of parental love and care of a functioning family and the lifetime benefits that ensue." End quote. Heckman went on to observe that the family is the source of life and growth. He said families build values. They encourage or discourage their children in and out of school. Families are far more likely to create or inhibit life opportunities than schools. He says, in quote, "Schools can only partially compensate for the damage done to children by dysfunctional families." You know, even if we accept Heckman's observations, we're still left with some big questions. What is our understanding now of family? And what is deemed to be dysfunctional? These are questions we have to ask ourselves, because woke culture will condemn any defense of traditional values and therefore any traditional idea of family. So if our goal as society is to help the 3- and 4-year-olds growing up in dysfunctional families have a fighting chance to have a successful life, then one option to receive education in a traditional framework is church schools. But this is one option that not going to be available through the Democrat universal pre-K mega funding proposals. Democrats are just interested in options that are basically extensions of public schools, all of the indoctrination included. Facilities that are used primarily for sectarian instruction or religious worship, in quotes, don't qualify per President Biden. This despite government data indicating that a quarter of parents currently sending their 3- and 4-year-old children to church-related child care facilities. Right now, a quarter of these parents are already choosing these environments that are church-related that will no longer be qualified under this universal pre-K proposal. The bottom line is that, once again, what Democrats really want, this time in the name of child care, is government-funded progressive takeover of our entire lives. So in my opinion, the multi-billion-dollar Democrat universal pre-K proposal should meet the same fate as the Build Back Better Act, of which it was a part. It should be stopped.